My brothers and sisters, happiness is not something that always comes naturally. Sometimes you have to push yourself towards it. Life will test you, it will break you, and it will bring moments that make you question your strength. But true strength lies in refusing to give up. When everything seems dark, remind yourself that the light of Allah never disappears. It may be hidden behind the clouds of difficulty, but it is still shining. You simply need to hold on a little longer. You see, happiness doesn't mean that everything in your life is perfect. It means you have chosen to see the good even in imperfection. It means you've chosen gratitude over complaint, patience over frustration, and trust over fear. The Prophet A faced immense hardship, yet his heart remained at peace because his happiness was rooted in faith, not in circumstances. So when life becomes heavy, talk to Allah. Cry before Him, not before people. Tell Him your pain, your fears, and your confusion. Then wipe your tears and smile because you just handed your problems to the one who never fails. That is what it means to push yourself to be happy. It's not pretending everything is okay, but believing that everything will be okay because Allah is with you. There are days when your heart feels empty, when your plans fall apart, and when people you trusted walk away. But even then, you have a choice. You can either drown in sadness or rise with faith. Happiness is a decision, not a condition. You can choose to see beauty in the sunrise, hope in a prayer, and blessings in what remains. My brothers and sisters, there are moments in life when happiness doesn't come naturally. You wake up and the world feels heavy. You try to smile, but deep inside, something feels empty. That's when you must push yourself. You see, happiness is not always handed to you. It's something you build with faith, with effort, and with trust in Allah. When life breaks you, don't let it destroy your heart. The pain you feel today might be the very reason you grow stronger tomorrow. Remember, every tear you shed is seen by Allah, every sigh you release is heard by Him, and every hardship you face is written with purpose. Nothing happens by coincidence. Sometimes we think happiness will come once our problems are gone, but that's not true. Real happiness is when you can still find peace while facing problems. It is when your heart whispers, Alhamdulillah, even when your eyes are filled with tears. It is when you remind yourself that Allah is in control, even when everything feels out of control. My beloved brothers and sisters, life will never be perfect. It was never meant to be. But your faith can be perfect, your trust can be perfect, and your patience can be perfect. Push yourself to talk to Allah when you're sad. Tell Him everything, your pain, your fear, your dreams, your confusion. And then leave it in His hands. You'll feel something change within you. A calmness, a light, a sense of relief. That's not because your problems are gone, but because your heart has learned to rest in the remembrance of its Lord. That is the secret to happiness. It's not about what happens around you. It's about what happens within you. When Allah is in your heart, peace will always find its way to you. There will be days when life feels unbearable, when the weight of disappointment presses so hard on your chest that even breathing feels like an effort. Those are the moments when you must push yourself to be happy, not because everything is fine, but because you believe that Allah will make it fine. You see, happiness is not about the absence of hardship, it is about the presence of faith. When you truly believe that every hardship carries a hidden mercy, your heart begins to heal even before your situation changes. Many people spend their lives waiting for the perfect moment to be happy. When they get the job they want, the relationship they dream of, or the peace they long for. But the truth is, life will never pause for you to feel ready. You must choose happiness in the middle of uncertainty, in the middle of pain. And that choice begins with gratitude. When you say, Alhamdulillah, for even the smallest blessing, your heart begins to see light in the darkest of places. The Quran beautifully promises, if you are grateful, I will surely increase you. That increase is not just in wealth or comfort, but in peace, contentment, and happiness. Push yourself to see the good in what remains rather than mourn what is lost. Maybe Allah took something away to protect you from greater harm. Maybe your unanswered prayers are actually doors being closed to redirect you to something better. Every delay has divine timing. Every pain has divine purpose. When you look at life through the lens of faith, even your wounds start to look like blessings in disguise. So, wake up each morning, thank Allah for the gift of another day, and smile. Not because life is perfect, but because you are trusting the one who never fails. My brothers and sisters, happiness is not about escaping hardship. It's about finding peace within it. You may not have control over what happens to you, but you do have control over how you respond. Life will not always go the way you planned. People will hurt you, circumstances will test you, and dreams will sometimes break. But even then, you can choose to respond with faith instead of fear, with patience instead of panic. When you remind yourself that this world is temporary, you begin to see every trial differently. Every loss, every tear, every setback becomes a means of purification and growth. Sometimes, Allah removes things from your life not to punish you, but to prepare you. He knows what you don't. You might see something as a disaster, but in reality, it could be a form of protection. What you call rejection could be Allah redirecting you to something far better. That's why you must push yourself to trust His plan even when you can't see the full picture. The believer understands that when Allah plans, His plan is perfect, even when it breaks our hearts, even when it tests our patience. The pain you feel now is not the end of your story. It's the part that builds your strength, shapes your character, and brings you closer to your Creator. True happiness begins with acceptance. Accept that not everything will go your way, that people will change, that situations will evolve, but also accept that Allah never changes. His mercy, His wisdom, and His love for you remain constant. When you stop fighting against what Allah has decreed and start trusting Him through it, your heart finds peace. Look at what you still have, your faith, your health, your breath, and you'll realize how blessed you still are. Happiness doesn't come when life gets easier. It comes when your heart learns to rest in the remembrance of Allah, even when life is hard. When life becomes unbearable and your heart feels heavy, that's the time to draw nearer to Allah, not to distance yourself. Push yourself to find peace in His remembrance, because true happiness begins when your heart connects with the one who created it. The world can take away many things: people, wealth, opportunities. But it can never take away your connection with Allah unless you allow it. When you bow your head in prayer, you are not escaping reality. You are surrendering to the one who controls every reality. You are admitting that you are weak and He is strong, that you don't know but He knows, that you can't but He can. And in that surrender, there is peace. Push yourself to fill your days with goodness. Surround your heart with positive thoughts, kind actions, and sincere intentions. Don't allow your sadness to feed on overthinking. Instead, feed your soul with Quran, with dua, and with remembrance. When you recite even a single verse with sincerity, light enters your heart. When you make dua with tears in your eyes, mercy descends upon you. When you whisper, Hasbi Allahu la ilaha illa huwa, Allah is sufficient for me, there is no God but Him, you remind yourself that happiness is not in what you hold, but in who holds you. Remember, Allah sees every silent effort, every hidden pain, and every tear that falls when no one is watching. He records your patience when people ignore your struggles. And He rewards your endurance when the world gives you no credit. Push yourself to smile even when you feel broken inside. Sometimes, helping others smile will be the very reason your own heart heals. The secret to happiness is not in what you receive, but in what you give: your kindness, your forgiveness, your compassion. Keep moving forward with faith, for Allah never burdens a soul beyond what it can bear. You are stronger than your pain because your Lord is greater than your hardship. So rise again, renew your trust, and whisper to your heart, with Allah, I can overcome anything. That is how true happiness is found, through faith, gratitude, and unwavering trust in the plan of the Almighty.